Hey, what's up, guys? This is John from Secondhand Serenade saying, May the rock be with you.
Hey,
Hey, what's up, man? How you
John, how are
doing?
you, mate?
Very good, very good. Just been busy in the studio all day getting ready for this tour.
Excellent. We'll talk about that. Obviously, it's what we're here for. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, exactly, man. Uh,
John, welcome to May the Rock be with you, mate. It's a pleasure to talk to you today. I don't think I've ever spoken to you before, so this is cool.
yeah, this is great, man. I mean, first and foremost, I'm so happy to be coming back to Australia. It's been far too long at this point, and yeah, when I found out I got to go back, I was extremely excited to say the least.
Awesome, man. And we are here because you headed down in December for these very special shows. Can you tell us about what people can expect at these Awake anniversary shows?
So I mean, I wanted to do something different for the 20th anniversary, something I've never done. And I had this idea a few years back to do like, what if like one time I went out and did kind of a secondhand symphony thing and being as it is acoustic, like the first album was acoustic, what better situation than that to like utilize a string section. So yeah, I'm really pumped about it. We spent a lot of time uh ramping up the orchestration and adding like segues and and transitions, and I mean it's front to back show. So it's unlike anything that I've ever done before, and yeah, like I said, we've been working for months on it right at this point, so really excited to get out there and play it to the fans.
Yeah, wow. So when you go back and you play the album in full like this, what's it like going back and revisiting songs you may not have played in a long, long time?
A little difficult. There's a few,
Yeah.
I mean, a few, a few songs on this record are songs that I do play regularly because there's some fan favorites and stuff. But then there are other songs that are absolutely not that. I mean, they may be fan favorites, but they're songs that I was reluctant to play because I just don't want to sing that high anymore.
Yeah, fair.
And and so it's a little bit difficult kind of hopping in and I wrote this album 20 years ago when I didn't even have in mind touring it. Like I didn't know where it was going to go. So singing these kinds of some of these kinds of songs every night is a little difficult on the voice. And so this is a little new, but it's really fun to revisit them because I realized, like, I really love these songs, and they were I mean, they were the beginning for me. They were my entry into music, into my own project, and so every single one of them are very special to me. But yeah, some of them I know like the back of my hand. Others I'm definitely working hard to like get like re-familiarized with.
Nice. Have the charts out the front of you on the front of the stage so you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean the words aren't the problem. It's just like, oh, some of those melodies are crazy high.
Yeah, that's awesome. So these songs are already emotional enough, but what level are they taken to with some strings now?
It's pretty wild. I
Mm,
mean, even like from like I'm coming out with this like wonderful string intro that was put together by my violin player and like the string leader. And I mean, some of this stuff he worked with my melodies and just created these insane parts that even before I walk on stage, you're already like getting very emotional.
cool.
And so it's gonna be a ride, man. I was getting emotional here when we were doing our promo videos, just being in the room with all the players and everything. It's something I've never gotten to do. I've done the full band, and I've also done songs with strings, but I was never in the room playing with them when they were recording them. So
Mm.
so this is definitely a first for me and a first for the fans as well.
So hang on. So when you come to Australia, this is the very first time you're ever doing it live.
This kind of show.
Mm.
Well, I mean, we are doing so. Australia is going to be on the tail end, so we're going to be
Oh,
doing Asia and Australia right like together all in December. So,
cool.
but yes, this is the first run that I've ever done with
Yeah.
this. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be incredible. But by the time we get to Australia, I will have worked out the kinks in Asia. So.
Here we go. That's what we want. All right. So let's look back. What was your fondest memory of releasing Awake?
Oh man, it was a really important album to me. It was at a point in my life where I was like, I love music and I want to play music, and I want more than anything to release an album.
Mm.
But I also had a baby, I had responsibilities, and I told my wife at the time, my ex-wife, and my parents, I was like, I really want to record this album. Give me like one more year. I was working regularly, like, like I was, but give me one more year of like trying to pursue this music thing. And if it doesn't work out, I'll just totally concentrate on, being the breadwinner, making sure like, we're taken care of and everything.
Yeah.
But so I took a big chance with this record. I took, my dad helped me out financially to get it recorded at the time, and I basically put everything into it. And I didn't have a long. I had 2 weeks to record the whole thing and
Oh,
and
wow.
and get it mixed. So it was a very short amount of time that we got in the studio, and I mean, this record meant everything to me. It was what changed the trajectory of my whole life. I mean, now this is what I do for a living 20 years later, and I would have never expected that.
Awesome. That's so cool, man. So I want to jump back 16 years to when you were here in Australia last. 16 years, that's a long time. That's like sweet
Yeah,
16.
that's a really long
Like,
time.
like
I'm
um,
sorry.
that's yeah, thank you. Thank you for apologizing. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's your fondest memory of that last tour here?
Man, I was with the full band. We were out there with the Freight on that tour, and the Freight were great
Mm,
to be out on the road with. Joe lives in Nashville now. I just played with Joe recently, like last summer, and they're great guys. But honestly, just the camaraderie between all of us being in Australia for the first time. I mean, just like our day, like we had just like a day out in Sydney, like all of us walking around. I mean, we took in any sights that we could, but just enjoyed ourselves. Went out in King's Cross
yeah.
that night. Like the nightlife all across everywhere we went, from Perth to Melbourne to Sydney, Brisbane, all of them they all had their own like little like cultural, specificities, and uh, it was one of our favorite times out anywhere. So, and the beaches were great. I remember skateboarding in Bondi Beach, just like, just borrowing some kid's skateboard. I was like, I have to, so
Yeah.
because I grew up skateboarding, so that was definitely a bucket list moment. And
Awesome.
honestly, the fans were just incredible. They were some of the most enthusiastic fans that I've had, and I play overseas a lot, but a lot of them, even though they sing every word, there's definite language barrier,
Mm,
which wasn't very apparent in Australia, obviously. So
true.
I'm really just excited to get back and play to everyone.
Awesome. I think the Frey are actually here at the same time you're here, or around that very same.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm gonna hit Joe up because they're in the Philippines at the same time as us too. I think they
Hmm.
play like we play a show on the 12th and then a show on the 14th. And then I think one of those dates, I think they're playing. I think they're playing on the 12th as well. So hopefully we'll get to touch base with them.
Very cool. Now, at a time when social media was newish and MySpace was all the rage, how important was the beginnings of social media for you?
I mean, they were instrumental in
Mhm.
any type of career. I think I did it at the exact right time. Honestly, MySpace was kind of the birth of social media as we know it. And before that, it was just if you don't have a label or you're not
Mhm.
discovered by some A&R, you don't have a chance. Like
Yeah.
it was impossible to get any sort of traction besides having, a local following, right? And social media, obviously, as we've seen over the years, has added such a huge impact to that. There's so many independent artists doing, you know, quite well by themselves, to the point that they don't need a label. And honestly, MySpace, in my opinion, did it best with integrating the fans
Mhm.
with artists, and they especially catered to independent artists, which I loved about that platform. Um, but it was just a great. It was like honest, and it was real, like that connection. Now everybody's so just always on social media and multiple platforms, but back then it was just MySpace, and it was new, so people felt like it was theirs.
Mhm.
And the bands that they would discover, they felt like it was like they were part of that. um and they were the first ones to know that band, and that was like a point of pride for a lot of fans, especially seeing those artists to like start to grow, and they're like, well, I was there in the beginning. Like Colby Calais was one of
Mm.
those MySpace artists. One Republic was. It's just wild to see what's happened with a lot of these artists that started just posting their music on MySpace, and now they are what they are, and it's strictly because of the platform, and most of all because of the fans that were on it.
Exactly. And who was in your top eight? No, I'm joking. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that I don't remember. I think I kind of like cycled through. I think I kind of cycled through with like certain fans. It was the ones that like really, spread the biggest word, and I had like, some early like fan club people that kind of lived in the Bay Area and stuff. So I would put them through in the top eight. But that was always just kind of whoever's really like, working their ass off trying
Nice.
to, being the best at like spreading the word.
Excellent. Now, the scene back then was huge. That sort of music that you make and all that sort of stuff. Who were you listening to at the time that stuck with you and you still listen to today?
Oh man, see that's interesting. A lot. I mean, like right leading up to that, I was obviously a big like in high school I was a big Blink 182 Newfound Glory fan. I listened to that like through high school and but Get Up Kids was a big inspiration to me at the time. Weezer, like Pinkerton was a huge inspiration to me. I mean, their song Butterfly, literally I have a reference to it in my song Your Call.
Nice.
Um and then getting into that scene, it was, Get Up Kids and Saves the Day that were really like really early on in that kind of, it was just teetering into emo at that point. And then as that was growing, then came like Yellow Card
Mm.
really early on. And I found Yellow Card on mp3.com
Wow.
and when they were like on Lobster Records, and now it's wild. Like, I know all those guys well, and we've played lots of shows together, and it's just crazy to see how that's become full circle.
That's so
But
cool.
and as that went along, I mean, My Chemical Romance was a big one too. That, I'm happy to see that they're touring again. It's just and all those bands are what I still listen to today, which is
Mm.
wild because I have two types of kind of inspiration. If I'm thinking about like production inspiration, I'll listen to like all the older stuff and the newer stuff, whatever, and maybe I'll get some kind of ideas or something. But then when I'm like trying to like just inspire myself to write, like get in a writing zone, I'll listen to all the original stuff that I listened to then because I don't want to try to make anything fit into necessarily modern standards. I just want to take whatever, I'm doing now and feel like I did like that. There's a nostalgia to listening to that music that gets me pumped up more than anything else. Like
Yeah.
I'll never be that pumped up like listening to Ed Sheeran or something, even though he's like brilliant.
Yeah.
He is like
Yeah.
he's like one of my favorite artists as well, like as far as like modern artists. But there's something to be said about like listening to My Friends Over You or like Adam's song or something like that. I'll listen to that all day and get inspired.
Yeah. Look at that When We Were Young festival that's happening over the last few years. The resurgence of all that stuff. It's just insane. I absolutely love it.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. I mean, the whole genre is more popular than ever in my opinion.
Mm.
It's garnered more mainstream like popularity than it did in the first place. And I think back then, like the whole emo genre, emo was kind of at times considered a derogatory term,
Yeah.
like, people would kind of make fun of you if you were too emo. And that's why I think that it forms such a strong community. And it's not just the music that the genre is comprised of. It's the network and the community of the people that surround it, and that's why emo nights are so popular. It's not
Yeah.
it's not just about the music. It's about everybody getting together again, and now it seems like they're bigger groups of people because it's not a stigma anymore. People realize like, yeah, that music was really special, so I want to be part of this.
Excellent. Now let's talk new music. You were talking about being in the studio. We've had a single here or there, but what's happening new music wise for you?
I'm working on a new record right now. I'm planning on releasing the first song off of it before I head over there in December,
Mm.
and I'm going to be playing that song as well on the tour. So you guys are going to get one of the new ones
Oh,
when I come
nice.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
really really excited about it. And as I said, I'm just going back to, writing and recording music that I love. I'm not trying to fit in. I'm not trying to go to radio with it. If something happens, great. But like, I'm trying to do music for me and my fans, and that's it.
see, that's funny because one of my favorite artists in the entire world is Butch Walker. So I think Butch
Oh
is
yeah, he
a,
produced Fall for You.
there you go. Absolute
Yeah.
genius. And I'm going to come back to that. But he makes records for what he wants, and they're all different. You know what I mean? Like it's all
Yeah.
what the time is and doesn't cater for anything, but everyone still loves it. All right. Now I
Oh
have to
yeah.
ask because I wasn't aware of that. What was it like working with Butch?
Oh, it was incredible, man. I worked with him on Fall for You and Your Call, and he is a genius. Like
Mm.
he really is, and his style is so his. There one of the beautiful parts of working with him is he is a guy that was leading the industry and people were following him because he was just doing hit after hit, producing hit after hit. Incredible writer, incredible producer. And yeah, he just kind of he's always ahead of the curve because he's just doing what he wants to do in the way that he wants to do it. And so yeah, it was a amazing experience, and he's just so down to earth and so just yeah, very easy to work with.
Yeah, excellent stuff. I always love asking about him because he doesn't get
And
enough
a
love.
shredder on the guitar. I mean, he's
Don't even
incredible.
start. I went over for the Marvelous 3 shows a couple of years ago, and I'm covered in Butchwalker tattoos and all sorts of things. But mate, what an absolute gem! What a gem. Anyway, enough about
Oh yeah.
that. Yeah. Now, I always like asking this because it's a fun thing to do and interesting from your side. Is there a song from your catalog that you feel doesn't get enough love that you thought was the greatest thing you've ever written that you want people to listen to more?
There's a there is I guess one song that doesn't get a lot of love at all, and it's I just did it kind of as an outro track on Hear Me Now, and it's the title track. It's called Hear Me Now, and I was in a I think I went a little bit too creative on that record that it like was hard to like I went pretty creative with that. I mean, I have like like a time signature change and a key
Right.
change in the song and stuff. But but I really do love that song. And it's one of the first songs I ever produced. So I produced two songs on that album, and they were the first ones I ever did. And now like, which is wild now because it's what I do here in Nashville. I produce other artists, I produce myself, and but that was like the beginning for me. So I'm really proud of that one. And it's not for everyone, but it's definitely one that I'm proud of.
Okay, excellent. So, other side of that, is there a song you wish you could hear again for the first time?
Oh, yeah, that's a really good question, man. I mean, yeah, probably What's My Age Again.
Yeah,
I think
it's
like
good.
listening to that song was just wild the first like it was just so like historically catchy. Like, I mean, from the second that guitar part comes in,
Yeah,
you're like, wow, they did a number on this one. This
yeah,
is like incredible. But yeah, I
awesome.
remember uh I was in high school when that came out, or like just after, and I couldn't believe I was like, these guys are gonna be fucking massive. Like this is no joke. And yeah, they became very massive.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, I think they're a little bit of a household name.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a great one. And the video itself as well. The video I think was really important in that being as big as it was.
Yeah.
But
Oh, of course. I mean, their sense of humor, their way with the crowd and just their performance. I mean, just the three of them playing
mm,
on stage and like dicking around. And I mean, it's
yeah,
just like they made their own experience for everyone as well. Like, and they were very much themselves. So yeah, big fan.
good stuff. Now, lastly, what I do with everybody is I get them to look ahead to the future with a prediction. So I want you to finish this sentence for me. In 2026, Secondhand Serenade will.
Uh, Release a new record that I'm very proud of.
Excellent. We love that. We can't wait for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And you talked about a new song before you're going to play down here. Any chance of telling us what it's called?
It's called Long Night.
Excellent. All right. Just thought I'd
Yeah.
do some fishing and see what happens.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm really pumped about it.
John, thanks so much for your time, man. What a pleasure. I hope I can get to the shows in December. I think I'm
I
down
would love
in
that.
Melbourne when it's on, but I'm away in Sydney. But either way, I'll try and get down and we'll say good day.
Yeah, we'll make sure like yeah, if you are able to, we'll make sure to get you on the list.
Lovely, mate. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, buddy.
Awesome. Thanks so much,
See you,
brother.
John. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching our interview with John from Secondhand Serenade. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel, and then check out maytherockbewithyou.com for everything else.